The men will compete in 6 different apparatus. The best cumulative scores will determine who wins the gold, silver, and bronze medal. This is Vladimir Artyomov of the Soviet Union.
Oh, and right off the bat, a big step on the landing there and a step out of bounds. That'll be a major deduction. Now, Mike, I can't emphasize enough how these new rules are really changing the mindset for this particular competition. Under the past rules, the all-around champion is determined over 18 exercises. Under the new rules, just the 6 exercises in today's competition will go into the final score. So a mistake like Artyomov had in his first run can be very critical. He seems a little shaky, a little nervous, not right on. That's a very shaky start for the Olympic champion. Now, in the first event, you're certainly wired. You have plenty of energy. He does a beautiful laid-out double back, has a little more juice than he planned for. And, of course, that'll be about 2 to 3/10 of a point deduction.
Artyomov was the Olympic silver medalist in the floor exercise, but his score there, 9.60, so he starts off at a big disadvantage. This is Li Jing of China, competing on the pommel horse.
The current style on pommel horse is to do the flared moves as you travel across the horse on the leather. Li Jing does this as well as anyone. He has very good form. Good toe point and clean extension of the legs. Once again, his flares are very exciting and certainly are going to be impressive to the judges. This is a good opportunity to see him travel across the horse. Notice he's using the leather. He's not using the pommels. That takes a tremendous amount of elevation over the horse.
And Li Jing's effort on the pommel horse earns a 9.85, so he's in the lead for the moment. Next up, his countryman, Li Chunyang, in the still rings.
And Li Chunyang, in the optional portion of the team competition, was terrific. And keep in mind, he'll be doing the same exercises that he did in the earlier round, but he has to hit them today if he hopes to medal. There's a press to a handstand. That's a requirement. This is called an inverted iron cross, and he's not at all low enough in that position. The judges need to see the shoulder level a little bit lower into the ring. That will be a deduction. His swinging elements are terrific, though. And a full twisting double layout. One short hop on the landing, but a very big distance.
The Chinese men finished 4th in the team competition last year at the Olympics. By their standards, a very poor showing, but led by Li Jing and Li Chunyang, the Chinese men are back. Done very well here at the World Championships. This is Igor Korobchinsky of the Soviet Union. Last year at the European Championships, he was the all-around titleist.
And he really seems to be the favorite of Coach Leonid Arkayev. Arkayev calls him the model of the current world-class gymnast. He does very high level of difficulty in all of his exercises. And he still has excellent technique and form. Very clean start for Korobchinsky. Now, it's important on this single leg work that Korobchinsky not brush the horse too hard. You'll see his leg hit the horse on those scissors. Just about every gymnast does it. The judges rarely take the deduction unless it's really obvious. But what a finish. A beautiful handstand pirouette. Nice start for Korobchinsky.
And the mark for Igor, 9.90. So after the first rotation, Igor Korobchinsky and Li Jing of China are 1-2. 4 men are tied for third. Presentation of the men's all-around championships about to get underway. This is Li Jing of China on the still rings.
The rings event has gone through some very dramatic transitions over the last several years. Originally, it was sort of a Muscle Beach strength routine. Then, for a while, the judges required more swing elements. Now the judges are moving back towards a requirement of higher level of strength difficulty in the routine. There's one of those strength moves. That's an inverted iron cross. And here's one of the swing elements. Great combination. Straight arm, straight leg press to handstand. It's important that those arms are locked out. And a very big dismount.
Li Jing, 19 years old, from the province of Hunan. And just watching his performance, it's quite obvious that power is a very important part of the still rings and all of gymnastics. Here's Bart with more on that subject.
When you consider that the typical world-class male gymnast is about 5 feet 6 and 135 pounds, with their strength-to-weight ratio, gymnasts rank among the strongest athletes in the world. For you fitness buffs at home, nothing to a set of chin-ups, right? How about trying it like this? Everyone has to have strong stomach muscles. Sit-ups, no problem. How about a V-up? Or even a V-seat? Push-ups are a part of most athletes' training regimen. Someday, for a change, try them in a handstand. Or if you're really strong, how about push-ups in a planche position? Pound for pound, gymnasts are some of the strongest athletes in the world. Believe me now?
Bart, I believe I tried to whip off 50 in the conventional manner this morning, and my biceps still ache. This is Valentin Mogilny of the Soviet Union on the pommel horse. He was tied for 9th after the first rotation. And part of a wonderful Soviet love story. He is married to Olga Bicharova, who was the all-around world champion in 1981. And they're proud parents of a brand-new baby boy.
Well, if there's any event where Valentin can move up in the rankings here in the all-around competition, it's on pommel horse. This is the most difficult routine being done in the world today. Watch him slash those flares as he travels across the horse.
Wow. That is impressive, Bart.
Excellent form and rhythm. Mike, that's how you do it.
Mogilny was a world champion on the pommel horse in 1985, but last year he wasn't even good enough to make the Soviet Olympic team. That's just how deep their talent is.
And what's so amazing to me is this level of difficulty. Some guys can do it in practice, but very few gymnasts have the guts to risk this in competition.
And it appeared that Mogilny left caution to the wind there. The question now, did it pay off in the eyes of the judges? And there you see it. It has a perfect 10 for Valentin Mogilny. Now another man who was not a member of the Soviet Olympic team in 1988, Igor Korobchinsky, who was first after the first rotation. Now on the still rings.
There's a beautiful opening strength combination, a back roll to an iron cross. Now Korobchinsky is only 19 years old, and if there's one area where the young gymnast has trouble, it's with the strength on the rings. I think his strength is only adequate. Although that cross looks very good, it's very difficult for him to do. Notice he's having a little trouble struggling, pressing to that handstand. But his swing work is beautiful.
The standings after 2 rotations, that perfect 10 by Valentin Mogilny on the pommel horse has moved him in the first place. Igor Korobchinsky's 9.75 has moved him into second. Rings former world champion Valentin Mogilny, who once again figures prominently in the plans of coach Leonid Arkayev, the architect of the powerful Soviet program.
The Soviets have elevated gymnastics to a science. Their prototype of a future male star is very specific. 7-year-old boy, 3 feet 10, 40 pounds, and of course, fearless. Valentin Mogilny, a product of that system, trains here at the Red Army Sports Club with a very unlikely coach, his wife, Olga Bichirova. She also grew up within the Soviet gymnastics program. In 1981 in Moscow, the determined 15-year-old realized the dream of all young Soviet gymnasts. With her performance here on the uneven bars and her focus and competitive spirit, she won the world all-around gold medal. Then in December of '87, the two world champions were married. Valentin, winner of 2 world championship titles in '85, was devastated, however, in '87 and in '88 when he was not selected for the world or Olympic team because of his lack of consistency. It was Olga who wouldn't let him give up.
When I failed to make the world and Olympics teams, I was terribly disappointed. I wanted to retire and never return to the sport. But my wife literally made me to come back to gymnastics. Since then, we have changed my programs, and I have been very successful. She is a very special woman, and I love her intelligence and her character.
Now, even with 6-month-old Alexei, Olga continues to coach Valentin. She's made him a more focused competitor and is thought of as the major influence on his comeback.
To say I am the major influence is too strong. We were lucky to find mutual understanding from the beginning. That helps not only our family, but it is necessary between a coach and athlete. We are lucky to have found such understanding, both in family and in work.
And now the Mogilnys seem to have it all. Like father, like son? Maybe like mother, like son.
Well, one thing's for certain, Bart. Should young Alexei Mogilny choose to become a gymnast, he has 2 great role models to show him the way. This is his dad in first place after the second rotation.
Now remember, he's coming off a 10 on the pommel horse. That, of course, his best event. Rings is actually one of the weaker events for Mogilny. He has a great style in his swing elements, but he has a problem with the strength moves. Right here, that's called an inverted iron cross. He needs to be much lower to get the full credit from the judges. Of course, the best part of this routine is the swing. Look at the extension and the locked out arm positions. This will be impressive to the judges. And he rocks that landing.
Very solid dismount for Valentin Mogilny. Now his teammate is up next, Igor Korobchinsky, competing in the vault. Second after the second rotation.
Korobchinsky holds nothing back. The whole meet for him is going to be right here on this triple front. He makes it! I can't believe he went for that move. It's actually 3 flips, the handspring here, and then a double front after. The landing is blind. You don't even see the ground until you're on it.
Igor needed a 9.95 to move in front of his teammate Valentin Mogilny, and there it is, the perfect 10. So the Soviet men are 1-2 at this point. Now we turn our attention to Li Jing of China, third after the second rotation.
Now, Li Jing is doing a whole new style of vault taken from women's gymnastics. This is the Yurchenko vault. This is the first time we've seen a male do it in a world championship. Sticks the landing. This is very exciting to see this new style of vaulting. It's opening up doors for men in gymnastics. This round off onto the board, back handspring onto the horse, and back with a full was invented by Natalia Yurchenko from the Soviet Union.
Li Jing's mark, 9.80. He moves into third place, and after 3 rotations, Igor Korobchinsky, on the strength of his 10 in the vault, has taken over first place. Mogilny and Archimov both recorded 9.85s in the still rings. We'll return later with more of the World Gymnastics Championships. Jump to the forefront. They have the top 3 places: Igor Korobchinsky, Valentin Mogilny, and Vladimir Archimov. And what about the United States? Well, 3 men competed in an earlier session, and our best gymnast, Lance Rignold, had an interesting approach to getting ready for an event.
I got this philosophy to where I can think about, well, you could miss, but you haven't gone yet. So let's go and hit, so you can change what didn't even happen yet. It's real straight, but it works out pretty well.
Well, Lance Rignold is one of the few gymnasts I know that can compete with that kind of attitude. But this is an exciting time for the U.S. coaches because there's a lot of young talent to work with. And Lance is among the best of them. Conrad Borsinger got a lot of attention with big moves like this. But it's going to take a lot more than just big tricks to do well in future international competitions. The U.S. team really needs a leader with that extra bit of style to inspire his teammates. And they're hoping that the new, stricter training regimen that they instituted this summer will pay off.
The program has been redirected, and I look at the team, and we've got 18, 19, 20-year-olds on our team here. Me being the oldest at 23, I think that these guys are going to work well as a unit, and they're going to be consistently in the top 6. So when you go to World Championships the next time, it's probably going to be 3 to 4 of the same guys, which is very important, I think, in building that credibility and helping you out as far as getting the big scores and getting the benefit of the doubt.
The present, however, belongs to the men from the Soviet Union. This is Vladimir Artyomov on the parallel bars.
And when you talk about getting the benefit of the doubt, that certainly brings up politics in gymnastics scoring. The Soviets always get the benefit of the doubt because they've earned it. The Americans have not yet shown the kind of consistency it takes to get the big scores.
Artyomov, third after the 4th rotation, needs to make a move here to challenge for the all-around title.
If there's any event where he can move up, it's right here on the parallel bars. Watch this dismount sequence. 2 back tosses right in a row. The dismount is a pike double back.
And Vladimir, the quiet man of the Soviet team, prefers to let his routines do his talking. However, he has become very westernized. His personality has blossomed in the last couple of years. He's made many trips to the USA. He's bought a CD player, has become a big fan of country western music, and has made a whole lot of friends.
And this is a great angle to see exactly what the gymnast sees when they're performing on the parallel bars. How'd you like to try that one?
Only with your body, Bart. The score for Vladimir Artyomov, 9.95, and for the moment, he has taken over first place. Bart, this guy doesn't have a move named after him either. Valentin Mogilny of the Soviet Union on the parallel bar, second after the 4th rotation.
Now he gets some great originality points here right at the beginning of his exercise. This is called a Diamidov to a giant to a Diamidov, both on the end of the bars. Notice the line, extension in the handstand. Oh, a little step there. Now, this has been a problem that Valentin has had in the past. Little mistakes that are going to cost him. And that's only caused by a break in concentration.
Valentin needed a score of 9.80 to move into first place in front of Vladimir Artyomov. Igor Klodovchinsky of the Soviet Union is up next on the horizontal bar. He is in first place after 4 rotations.
And we said this guy goes for it. Watch this. That's a reverse hack front, an original move. And here's his second big release move. Look at the height. Even though he had a minor form break, he really wows the judges with the big tricks. There's a problem there. A little bit short on that eagle giant swing. But once again, a big finish for Klodovchinsky. The guy can do every trick in the book. He almost gave the all-around title away right here on this move called the jam, where his feet go between his arms. He comes out flat. He was supposed to shoot that up to a handstand. He did, however, keep the rhythm of the exercise moving, so there's no major deduction. The triple was outstanding. Good height, excellent rotation. He finishes it easily.
And a score of 9.80 for Igor Klodovchinsky. He retains first place. After 5 rotations, Igor has a 1/10 of a point lead over his teammate Valentin Mogilny, who scored a 9.8 on the parallel bars. Vladimir Artyomov is third. Vladimir Artyomov of the Soviet Union is the current king in men's gymnastics, but that reign may be coming to an end. He is in third place after 5 rotations here in the all-around competition. He's on the horizontal bar.
Now, it was on this event last year that he won the title in the all-around. Reverse heck to a Ginger, and he's out. He was too far away from the bar on that second release move. Well, you rarely see that. One of his trademarks is his consistency. Now Now he has to get back up on the high bar. He loses a half a point, which is a major break, and then he has to continue his exercise from the point where he fell off. But he knows giving up a half of a point, the all-around title is gone.
Well, last year in this event in the Olympic all-around finals, he scored a perfect 10 in the high bar. What happened here, Bart?
This release sequence looked really good, but he pitched the second move out a little bit. And you'll see here, on the second release move, here's the first one. On the second move, he misses the bar and a medal by about an inch.
And there's the mark for Archimov, 9.35. He's so accustomed to being on top, now Vladimir can only hope that one of his teammates carries on the Soviet dominance. Up next in the floor exercise, Li Jing of China, fourth after 5 rotations.
Li Jing has surprised a lot of people, I think including himself, that he's this much in the hunt for the all-around medals. And he had a little bit of a bobble there. It seems like he's a little nervous, like he can't even believe that he has a shot at a medal in the all-around.
Well, Bart, remember that Li Jing, just 19 years old, this is his first major international competition. He wasn't even a member of the Chinese Olympic team a year ago, and here he is in front of the entire world.
Very clean press to a handstand. This is his third tumbling run. Enough back. Punch front once again. He seems like he's overly cautious at this point, trying just to hold on. This move is called a scale. It's a requirement. The judges need to see a balance on one foot or one hand. His last run, a very high tuck double.
Li Jing needs only a score of 9.50 to move into first place.
I think he'll get it, although he almost gave it away in a couple of places.
But remember, still to come, Igor Korobchinsky and Valentin Mogilny of the Soviet Union. This is Mogilny, second after the 5th rotation, on the horizontal bar. Now, he lost the European Championships to Korobchinsky by 0.05 of a point. He's hoping that history doesn't repeat itself.
Once again, he has long, beautiful lines in the swinging movements. Here comes his release move. Very high. There's another release move. It's called a Tkachev, invented by one of the Soviet greats, Alexander Tkachev. Notice the rhythm. He takes his time. He squeezes the positions. Perfect form. Great dismount.
Yes. And one last man to perform, Igor Korobchinsky. Li Jing, incidentally, got a 9.7 in the floor exercise. Valentin would need a 9.6 on that routine on the horizontal bar to move ahead of Li Jing.
What makes this dismount so special is the perfect leg form, the double back with a full twist in the laid-out position.
Valentin's mark, 9.90. He has the lead. And now that the heat of competition is over, he can take a little breather and sign a few autographs.
Certainly not something you'd see a Soviet gymnast do during the competition.
And now the all-around title is Korobchinsky's to win or lose. A 9.85, and he wins the gold medal.
Mike, wait till you see the tumbling in this routine. He has 3 incredible tumbling runs. Here's the first. A laid-out double back with a full twist, and he totally nails it. Here comes a combination. These are called the flares. He shows great flexibility in the splits. And this is original here. This is a press to a handstand. Notice the wide arm position in the straddle. He gets originality points from the judges for doing that. Look at the height as he lays out the second flip. All he has to do now is nail this dismount. And the all-around gold is his. The dismount is going to be a laid-out double backflip. I think he's got it. He seems to think so. We've seen this move done before, but it never looked quite like this. Notice the laid-out position right there in the second flip. A very dangerous and daring move.
Bart, I've always been amazed at athletes who can, when it really counts, turn in their best performance. And look there, 9.9. He's got the gold medal. Igor Kotopchinsky. And to underscore just how dominant the Soviets have been in gymnastics, Igor Kotopchinsky becomes the 7th consecutive Soviet male to win an all-around title at a world championship. For Bart Conner, I'm Mike Adamle saying goodbye from Stuttgart.